Have you ever found yourself caught in an endless loop of thoughts, analyzing every detail, playing out countless scenarios in your mind, yet feeling no closer to peace? Overthinking can be like a storm in the mind, chaotic, relentless, and exhausting. But what if I told you there's an ancient wisdom that holds the key to breaking free? Today, we'll dive deep into a story passed down through centuries, a story that reveals a path out of the spiral of overthinking. Once in a small village, there was a master known throughout for his wisdom. One day he was visited by a young monk called Saito, who was very curious and had a relentless mind. His thoughts were a constant flow, questioning and analyzing every detail of his day. Even his peaceful surroundings couldn't stop the endless stream of thoughts. What if I fail? What will others think? And what should I do next? Began to fill his mind at all hours. No matter how he tried, he couldn't stop his mind from spiraling. Saito was searching for peace, yet peace seemed further away than ever. Master, my mind feels like a storm that never ends. The more I try to stop my thoughts, the louder they seem to become. I want peace, but I don't know how to find it. Can you help me? Saito, there is something I want to show you. Walk with me by the river. Look at this water, Saito. See how calm it is. Your mind can be like this water, still, clear and peaceful. But when we disturb it, every thought, every worry, every what if is like a stone tossed into this still water. The ripples are the chaos it creates. But if we simply watch, if we don't keep throwing in more stones, the water returns to its natural state of calm. This is the first lesson in taming the mind. Observe the thought, but do not react. Let it pass. In that moment, Saito understood that his mind was like the water. It wasn't about stopping every thought from arising. Thoughts will come, just as stones can be tossed into the river. Instead, it was about learning not to throw in additional stones, not to add more worries, more fears, or imaginary problems that cloud the water further. He understood that calm wasn't found by controlling the thoughts, but by letting them settle on their own. Step 1. Letting go of control. Saito's first lesson was letting go of control. When we try to force ourselves to think a certain way or stop our minds altogether, we only create more struggle. True peace begins when we stop trying to control every outcome and allow things to unfold. Just as the river doesn't force the water to flow, we too can let thoughts come and go without grasping or reacting to each one. Step 2. Practicing patience with your thoughts. The master encouraged Saito to observe his thoughts as they rose and faded, just as he watched the ripples fade on the river. Saito discovered that thoughts lose their power when you simply let them be. He learned that with each breath he could practice patience, allowing his thoughts to drift without judgment, without labeling them as good or bad. And in this patience he found the first hint of calm. Step 3. Returning to the present moment. Saito's master taught him the art of returning to the present moment, which is like stepping out of a storm into stillness. Often, overthinking happens because we're either worried about the future or replaying the past. But by focusing on where you are, on what you're doing, you can step out of those thoughts and experience the peace that's already within you. When Saito learned to focus on his breath, on the sound of the river, he discovered how simple it was to find clarity by just being present. Step 4. Embracing the impermanence of thoughts. Saito's next lesson was in understanding the impermanence of all things. Just as leaves fall and are carried away by the river, thoughts arise and fade on their own. They're like clouds passing across a clear sky. Saito learned that thoughts were not permanent. They were visitors. When he stopped holding on to every thought, he felt lighter and freer. Step 5. Cultivating compassion for yourself. Finally, Saito's master shared one of the most profound lessons: compassion for oneself. Often, overthinking stems from self-criticism, from holding ourselves to impossible standards. Saito learned to treat himself with kindness, to understand that even his struggles with his mind were part of the journey. He began to see his thoughts with compassion, realizing that by being gentle with himself, he could experience true inner peace. Saito's journey of self-discovery and inner peace was not a simple one, but by letting go, practicing patience, staying present, embracing impermanence, and being kind to himself, he found what he had been searching for: a calm, clear mind. He learned that peace isn't something we chase, it's something we cultivate within. Like a river that flows naturally when undisturbed, the mind too finds its natural state of peace, when we let go of the need to control, to react, and to resist. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing to Small Steps, where we explore more ancient wisdom and timeless teachings to help bring peace, clarity, and strength into everyday life.